Hi, Colin Riddell again. I just thought I'd let you know about another issue here in Australia too. The Fraser Island dingo. There's a species of dingo which is on that island that is a pure strain that hasn't been associated with the mainland at all. And the problem is with that island, as a ferry goes over there, and 350 to 500,000 visitors go to that island every year. You're going to hear a bloke here in a minute, Terry Harper, talk about people that go to the island, they've got to watch their children, keep within arm's length. Well, there's been a couple of attacks because people feed them, they interact with tourists, there's so many people there. These are wild animals. These are animals that normally live on their own, solitary animals. They have been fed by indigenous people on that island for hundreds and hundreds of years prior to them opening up as a tourist attraction. There was a lady that used to go over there and collect rubbish, probably 50 odd tonnes a year, and take it back off the island. She used to photograph the animals. Well, they accused her of feeding the animals, even though it was her partner was heavily involved. She got fined like $40,000 and a 3-year suspended jail sentence just for feeding dingoes because they're starving. Because she noticed that they started putting tracking devices on them. They put ear tags on them that bent their ears over, and they couldn't hunt properly. Also, they noticed that there were animals going down to the beach where they normally scab for crustaceans and crabs and whatever they can find that washes up dead fish and whatever. And the rangers started shooting them in the arse with clay pellets, with Shanghais or some other device, and hunting them back into the bush. So the animals were starving, and they still are starving. There are real disputes about the numbers on the island. The department say there's hundreds, other people say there's 60 or 80 left. I think their ultimate aim is to wipe them off the island. They won't have any problem, and they can get rid of some rangers. It's probably a money-saving device. Who knows with this mob? You'll see some pictures on this clip here. Dingoes with big tracking devices on their necks, and other dogs snarling at them because they don't like them. What the hell's on their neck? I've put clips of the Minister, Kate Jones. Her email address is there. I call her the myth mistress because every time we talk about turtle and dugong issue, she says it's a myth that doesn't happen. Yet I've already shown you all the video evidence and everything. So this woman is just a rabbit. How she got her job is probably because of gender equality. I couldn't imagine she got it on talent because there's no one in Queensland thinks she's got any talent other than probably her boss, who also everyone has no faith in. Just have a look through some of these. Look at some of the news clips there. Have a look at Jennifer Parkhurst's site. That's a lady that was absolutely destroyed by this department. There's a lot of people around Australia that are becoming aware of this, and we've got people helping her. And I'm one of them. Bob Irwin's helping her, and a lot of other people. But just have a look at this, and go to save the Fraser Island Dingo website. I put the links on the last page. You've got to pause it just to read it because it goes past pretty quick. I told you before, I'm no Steven Spielberg, but just have a bit of a squiz through some of these pictures. Have a look at the autopsy reports where the galah that wrote those wrote rifleitis or hot lead in the ear. What a professional those pair of jerks are. I just have no respect at all for Derm. They just absolutely take a backward step when it comes to the animals they're supposed to look after. And the bloke clearly says there in the first clip their priority is human safety. Well, if you've got human safety, why are you letting tourists mingle with wild animals? Like, you go to Rhodesia, let you wander around a lion park, maybe if you're a pommy on a bicycle.
All parents stay within arm's reach of their children while on Fraser Island. It's a great place to visit, but there's a few basic precautions that families need to take when they go there. That includes keeping a very close eye on their children. Under the Fraser Island Dingo Management Strategy, human safety is our absolute priority, but we are also trying to maintain a viable dingo population across the island. When there are attacks such as this, humane destruction is the outcome for the animals concerned. We do report all negative interactions between people and dingoes, and when they become dangerous, that is unfortunately a consequence. We have to actually destroy those animals involved.
Malcolm, what do you think? Are things being handled properly and adequately on Fraser Island regarding the dingo population?
Well, it's something that we've been discussing with QPWS for some time now. We had a big meeting at the beginning of this month with Terry and members of his crew in Maryborough. But unfortunately, we believe the FIDMS, the Fraser Island Dingo Management Strategy, is not working. There are a couple of basic flaws. It is a paper that is not peer-reviewed. Its scientific basis is not there. We've had discussions with Terry on that matter, and we hope that those discussions will continue. A lot of people want to put input into it, and we believe we can make it a much better document, but unfortunately we're in 2011, 10 years after Clinton Gage's unfortunate demise on the island, and we're still having dingo attacks. So the number of people that are on the island, 350,000 plus or more, and the dingoes, this is what Fraser Island document is supposed to work so that the harmony between the two can be brought, and it's a very difficult tenure to achieve.